We are live. We are direct on the She Leads, She Sells Leadership podcast. And we have the pleasure of having Gabby Enriquez, the founder and fractional CPO at HRBP Incorporated, helping startups and mid-sized firms build scalable HR foundations and systems sustainably. Some of the services include payroll, leadership coaching, performance management, onboarding, and all of the things working from startups to eight-figure companies. A warm welcome
Thank
to
you so much.
Gabby Enriquez.
Ooh,
Yeah. Gabby or Gabriela? I'm thinking your friends call you Gabby. Do I call you Gabby or Gabriela? I just want to make
yes.
sure we're keeping this.
Friends, clients, all call me Gabby. Gabriela, I think, is just more of the formal mother name, or that's who calls me Gabriela is my mom.
Perfect. Gabby it is. Gabby it is. Yeah, tell me, Gabby, what does leadership mean to you? In my perspective, leadership's meaning courage. Leadership's meaning emotional intelligence, EQ. How about for yourself?
Absolutely. Leadership is a difficult one. It means to scale and grow others, and the focus is not on you. And I think that's where a lot of leaders kind of go wrong, or a lot of organizations go wrong when it comes to leadership, because you are a great individual contributor. You're a great contributor to what it is that your trait is, and your skill set. And that doesn't automatically make you a great leader, because now, once you get to that point where you're so amazing at what you do, then you have to back off and delegate and train others to go further than you sometimes, right? So that it's a very difficult thing, leadership.
No, thanks for laying that out. And I like the fact that you focus it's not about you, it's definitely about others. How did
Yes.
you, yeah, how did you get into this sector? Like, how did you, yeah, what made you, what's the story behind it?
So I have over 20 years of global HR and operation experience.
Okay.
Scaled organizations from 7 employees to over thousands globally, and really learned that a lot of the positive effects, and when we were most profitable within all startups and small businesses and fast scaling organizations, was when we put a lot of interest and focus on leadership. My educational background is in psychology and industrial organization, and so I do always keep that human-centric direction first, and for foremost in my practice. However, I'm very data-driven. I'm very analytical, so I'm always looking at the facts.
And what are the facts telling us right now? Where are the trends in which companies can capitalize right now and companies need to be aware of the threat? So what are the opportunities? What are the threats? Good old SWOT analysis there, Gabby.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now we are all talking about automation. We're all talking about the innovative ways that we can scale our business in our systems and automating a lot of the repetitive tasks that we have. And so with that shift, and we have to put a lot more focus into leadership, because that is somewhere an area that it can leak a lot of cash for organizations, right? Leadership isn't about the titles or the control, it's about the clarity, alignment, and accountability, and the data that proves it. So you need to measure that data. People costs, and here are the facts. People costs are typically between 60 to 70% of operating expenses. So that means that leadership mistakes are the most expensive line item at any company.
Wow. Love the data. Then I think when it's data driven, Gabby, we can take out that emotion, right? And really look at the data. And of course, emotion comes into it, the qualitative opinions, but the data. They say, women lie, men definitely not lie, but the numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
in that regard. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Who's your most ideal client? Like, is it startup? Is it 10 to 50 employees? Are they manufacturing? Are they in Cali, like technology? So if you were to get a perfect client, say, Jay, look, this person I could serve, I love working with them. Who would that be?
So a lot of our clients are in the startup and mid-size market. So it's between um, 5 employees, right, all the way to it could be 200 or so. We do work with enterprise companies, and those are different sort of clientele, and we do custom tailor a lot of our solutions. But those would be the most ideal because those are the ones that essentially gave me the passion to open these operations and the business itself. I absolutely love the idea of helping a small business scale and grow their dream. We love to work out of instinct, but if you can't measure your data, you don't know where things are falling through the cracks, and it's really hard to scale without measuring. And so, without someone to really guide you as a small business, as a mid-sized business, and really step out from where your tunnel vision is focused, um, then it's really difficult to scale and start thinking strategically, start thinking as other enterprise organizations are thinking, very global, very outsourced. So where can I, save money and invest more in my people and my business? Those would be the most ideal. As far as industry, I love all industries. A lot of my business is with tech companies. Those are the ones that are coming up a lot more and starting up. However, I work with manufacturing, marketing. It's a vast industry market.
Wow. Do you do a podcast? You have a podcast yourself, or
No, I absolutely love the idea
you speak?
of doing that. I explored a little bit last year. The editing and it's a job in itself, Jay. I admire you. So it is
No,
a
I
lot.
mean, yeah, I mean, look, this is obviously off the script, but in terms of editing, I think what we're looking at these days is press a button, record, it comes out. Like the platform does a lot of the heavy lifting. And it's just that you speak so well. These
Thank you.
insights are golden. So I just assumed you probably do this every day, and stuff like that because the insights are golden.
I'm a talker. I'm a
Yeah.
talker.
Amazing. So this is perfect. It's perfect for you, right? Like in that regard. So yeah. Look, startup CEO approaches you, Gabby. Look, we've been at this same level for 2 years now, and look, the product's popular, but we just can't scale from 2 million to 10 million. Like,
hmm
we got the demand there. Look, product market fit, service market fit. What are the 3 steps that you take, Gabby, to allow them to scale in a predictable way?
We come in with an audit. As many would assume, we have to come in with an audit. We don't just trust what our entrepreneurs say. We have to really look and for ourselves. So we look at their operational expenses, what they're spending on, their systems, and their workflows, their departments. We're looking at their go-to-market strategy. We're looking at their marketing. We're looking at their sales. So everything they're putting money into, and what that ROI is. So once we really have that data, we're able to really understand whether it's a high turnover that's costing them a lot of money, whether it's systems that are just not communicating with one another, and if you consolidate, right, or if you find another system or better negotiation when it comes to vendor management, even when it comes to sales tax, we do have the experts in my team that are able to really provide those insights as to how to decrease, what you're paying in IRS and taxes, We helped a manufacturing company that was paying millions because they were positioned as a C corp instead of an S corp, and they were putting a lot of liability and risk into how they were positioning and owning their real estate and their building. And so really understanding all of their expenses and the return is first and foremost what we tackle. And then we start looking at, do we have a surplus in headcount? Do we have um areas where people can then flourish and explore different opportunities within the company. Nowadays, you're not having a lot of people that are going to really stick to one trait or one thing for the rest of their lives. They want to explore, they want to be challenged, they want to be creative, they want to have the ability to have some stake into the organization. And so, if you're not providing that opportunity to your people, there is going to be that churn, and that churn costs money.
Amazing. I can see that really for your companies, you're the Swiss Army knife tool, right?
Yeah, I love
You're,
it, but
you're,
I feel like it's um from a young age, I was asking all the questions that people were afraid of asking. I was, knocking on the CFO's door and saying, what are you doing today? And I was that annoying young person, but I feel like I learned a lot by doing that. And so now I encourage a lot of organizations to really take people under their wing, and leadership is such a big component of that, and to really open the doors to HR leaders so that they understand business conversations and they can lead and understand the ROI with the initiatives they want to push forward.
amazing. Just gonna turn behind me, grab one of these. Currently digging into this ego.
Ooh,
Ego is the enemy. Really to have that equanimous mind, Gabby. It's things aren't brilliant, things aren't bad, things are what they are, and we attach the meaning. You're clearly a great leader. Leaders are readers. Tell me what you're reading right now and how that's helping to shape you.
oh my gosh. I absolutely love um, Simon Sinek.
Oh
So
yes,
I've read a lot of his books and just kind of go back to them over and over.
yes,
Nowadays, I'm looking a lot more into just data and just articles and things like that. I
nice.
have not had the time to sit down for a good book, but I should. But Simon Sinek was one of the last ones that I was reading, and he just has really good insights.
What the Start with Why book, Simon Sinek?
Yeah, that I mean that's a good one.
Okay.
To understand that, I feel like it really did change a lot of my perspective because as entrepreneurs, you have a passion and you have um, this purpose, right, that you want to fulfill in this lifetime. If you're not really in line to that, things happen and you can just get out of your lane. And so it's a beautiful teaching.
No, it makes perfect sense. I see you next year, this time next year, we bump into each other. Of all places, La Jolla. Like you're taking a break in La Jolla. I've come for a networking session. And you say, Jay, look, last year when we had the podcast, that goal that I spoke about came true. We get the glasses, click, cheers. But what was the goal?
Ooh, you're digging deep, Jay. I feel like I am blessed right now. I am happy.
Mm,
I've found a place where I am enjoying my day to day. And so I have a lot of goals when it comes to business, and obviously want to meet specific goals and profit and things like that. But I am connecting this year for me at least was a year of yes. And I keep telling people that I encourage that because I have been saying yes to so many different things that I would have been afraid of in the past. And it's gone so well. I've met amazing people. and I've turned to be a bit of a connector now. So
Oh,
if
nice.
you come to me and you tell me I need this kind of person or I need this kind of resource, whether I can provide or not, I will find you that person, and I absolutely love doing that.
Wow.
So who knows? Who knows where next year will take me? But I'm enjoying the journey. So that's my happy place right now. My mom, you know, some kids graduated college. I have a 12-year-old
Wait, no,
that's the
stop, stop,
youngest.
stop, 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 stop,
So
stop. Wait, kids graduated. Sorry, there must be some sort of
yeah,
mistake here. Like, there must be some sort of
no, I
you
have a
graduated
22
college.
year old. Yes, I have a
22 year
22
olds.
year
What,
old.
twins?
I have a 21-year-old, and we were just enjoying our first drink together when she was celebrating. And then I have an 18-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a true blessing. And like in terms of your nature, like there's that joy in you in your content. I see you put out some value. I think a couple of days ago you're sharing it and things like this. What do you do outside of work to be so balanced and to really have that joy? Like, where do you find that joy? Is it yoga? Is it meditation? Like, what is it exactly?
You would think, right? Yes, definitely. It definitely is. I started meditating years ago. So I do take time to do that and analyze and just have like really good peace. Because it's a lot doing all of this and being a mom and a wife and a
Yes,
daughter and all the things.
100%.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot
It's
of
a lot.
pressure, especially when you're a business owner and it's now not just depending on you, but now other people are depending on you and you're paying their salaries and
Wow.
their growth. So it's a lot, but yeah, meditation definitely helps. And I coach a lot of folks on just breathing practices, which is it's wonderful. It's beyond what the watch tells you to do, right? And stand up and breathe every once in a while. It's really taking a moment to appreciate where you are in life.
Amazing. I think one thing that I sense from you is, as Einstein says, if a 6 year old can't understand it, you don't know it. And I think the way you break down those concepts, they're vivid and they're in truth. And, when you're speaking in truth, then that gets the trust of people, and it's your truth based on your experiences. I think you had me at data driven. I thought, okay, yes, you know, she really, is going deep into her craft and everything like that. So yeah. What's one of the obstacles in terms of growing your business? Like in this climate, what's one of the obstacles? And I speak with lots of American women and men as well right now. There's that fear, there's that uncertainty. So what might be an obstacle for yourself in growing your business based on the economy?
Yeah, the economy is playing a huge factor in a lot of businesses right now, and not in such a positive way. So a lot of people are being extra cautious in where they spend, right? So that creates a bit of a stale in net new business. I'm having a good, healthy flow of business. However, um, I believe it's sometimes it may sound too good to be true.
Yeah.
And so I have to show a lot of entrepreneurs different ways of how they can truly reinvest in their business,
Mm.
and not um, feel like they're losing their soul. Just really look at where you're spending, how you're spending it, and let me show you different strategies, right? For me, it's not necessarily, we don't charge much on purpose. I really wanted to build this for the small business owner and the scaling business to make it very successful and achievable for them. I mean, this was a passion project for me that I had been consulting for so many years because my parents were entrepreneurs and I saw the ups and downs, firsthand. So I wanted to make it very obtainable. And so once they're able to really hop on a discovery call and I start really diving into their business and having those honest conversations, then we start really uncovering different ways of where they're spending in areas where they probably shouldn't be, and then I'm offering them solutions that where they can save a lot of money and get really, really good results.
No, cool. That makes perfect sense. And let them know in terms of where they can get in contact with you and what type of business that you're, most looking to connect with and that type of thing.
Yeah. So we work with a lot of businesses, even if they have an HR department, when it comes to compensation analysis and things like that. So even if you have an HR department, we still come in because we're business advisors first. We're operational officers, and so we understand business and profitability. Businesses that are looking to are going through a change management, but just businesses that are looking to grow or that feel that they are stuck and not growing for whatever reason, they're unable to really detect or understand the reason, and they're just kind of blaming the market without really diving into their data. So those are really good clients for us that we're able to help very quickly. Where they can find me on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn, Gabriela Enriquez or HRBP Inc. And on Instagram as well, hrbp.inc. And I'm very honest with, my journey and my connection, my network. So I'm also on Instagram. People can follow me at the Gabriela.Enriquez.
Amazing. Do you do branding work as well? Are you like, there's a creative streak in you?
We have a lot of really good marketing folks in our team. So that's where the marketing really connects with the sales because we do fuel businesses with we have a division that focuses on their lead generation and their sales so that we fuel them with leads and they work hand in hand with marketing initiatives and that creative side. I myself, I'm creative, but that's not my realm. I stick to what I know and I hire the people that do that the
No.
best.
Okay, no, that makes sense. And in terms of marketing, like what is working like for you and your clients in terms of getting that lead flow coming in?
A lot of competitor analysis, understanding what competitors are doing. And right now, a lot of it has been people are tired of the robotic chat GPT prompts and all of these things that are just you copy paste. It's just so bland and not connecting with people. And so
Mm.
things that are out of the box, things that are funny, things that make you human and show your human side. That's what's really driving people to connect with you.
Oh, that's a fantastic insight. And there's not a better way to finish off this session with Gabby Enriquez. Muchas gracias.
De nada la orden. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Jay.
no worries. Buena suerte and keep on killing it. Your children are proud of you. Your husband's proud of you. And yeah, I love your insights. And I'm looking forward to tuning into that podcast.
Thank you, Jay.
Amazing.